Hello guys, welcome back. So I have finished the simulation here now, but as you can see, the body here is cracking, right? That's not what I want. I want the deformation it gives me, but I want the original model to bend this way. So let's see how we can do that. I'm gonna stop the simulation because it's there already. Just use this, whatever it gives me here already. And I'm gonna say, alright, I need to deform my old geometry using this information here. Okay, so this guy, this dub input, gives me the pieces still. It's not the actual geometry yet. So I'm gonna say, go unpack yourself. Okay, that's gonna give me that much more points. And here before actually I can just go to the piece down, right? That's where I gave the piece to simulation. I'm going to also unpack it here. I'm going to say, okay, let's see if we're having the same amount of points, right? 74040, right? That's the same amount of points. So this guy also unpacks, and those two should be identical with each other. All right. But I only wanted to deal with the body, so I'm going to say delete. And in the delete, what I'm going to do is I need to go delete this body part. So part equals body, and then delete non-selected. Let me grab the same thing here and paste it and connect it to the simulation result. As you can see, they're basically the same. They're not at the same location though, because I'm on frame 3. That's why. So let's take a look. Now those two should be identical. The same amount of point primitive. Actually, not the same. Yeah, the same amount of primitive, same amount of vertices, same amount of polygons. Right. That's cool. All right. Let me go all the way back before I even shutter my stuff here. Let me hold in Alt and click to create that little reroute node, and go back here. I'm gonna create a node. Okay, I'm gonna call this original. For the original, of course they're not having the same amount of points because the original doesn't really shutter. But I'm gonna delete the body here underneath group, delete the body and delete non-selected. That's gonna give me the body. Now I have the original body here, right? The original pieces that are shuttered right here. And also the simulated result, which simulates. So to transfer the deformation back, I need these three informations: original pieces, animated or simulated pieces, original model. And I'm going to do this point deformer thing. And this point deform will read three inputs in this kind of order. Okay, and you grab the results. You can see now my original shape is now being basically wrap deformed by the simulated result. As you can see now, it goes forward, and it also hits, right? It bends and goes back. Oops. Okay. All right. Now that's actually what I really need: the bending results of the actual simulation, not the cracking result. And that wrap deformer does that perfectly for me. Sometimes it gives me some really chunky results, like here and there, like maybe that, right? Sometimes I found out that Maya could perform better using just a wrap deformer later on. So maybe you can do that too. You just need to export the body as Alembic cache and cache it into Maya and use Maya to do wrap deformer, and it just behaves better. Use wrap deformer, and of course your model's quality, and also like how clean the topology is, like are they like even, less than even, or are they doing a lot of weird things, right? these guys, these kind of like things also affect the cleanness of the final result here. Okay, so now I have this part done with using that point deformation. I'm gonna then combine it back with the others. So here after unpack, I'm gonna copy this delete right here. This delete, I'm actually gonna delete the body and give me the others. And I'm gonna merge the others back here. Okay. So now I have a perfect body and other shattered part, and this guy will be the final result of my simulation. Okay, of course there's a lot of things to refine. I don't have a lot of detail in the car either. It's just a shell, so things are just breaking apart like crazy, and there's not that much thing to break apart either. So if you have something more complicated, it's gonna be better, and also that it's gonna be super slow, so it's not very good for demonstration purposes. But as you can see, a lot of concept here should apply to any like this kind of like crashing things. So all right, so that's basically you know, a car crashing tutorial. You can venture more with this, but for now these are the basics. Not all basics, some of the things are a little bit advanced, but they're not very complicated concepts. They're simple concepts. What I want to do is shatter things differently, right? And that's why in this attribute wrangle I have these guys to determine like how I shatter different things. Alright, and I also wanted to use that hard constraint to help me do the bending, right? And that's gonna be eventually use point deform to get that deformation back, and I think that's a little tricky. But other than that, other things are just passing around attributes, fixing attribute copying issues, right? I use clever ways of determining or filtering out like things like the wheel from the other parts of the body. You know, those kind of things I think are a little bit intermediate or advanced. The basic shattering thing is easy, and if you want to shatter something real quick and real easy and also just rough, you can use selection things and do group, and you don't have to do all the coding if you don't want it to be like procedurally compatible with a new model or any change to the old model. Because that does happen, like the model sometimes in the real production, right, this car is okay, but maybe the director say, alright, how about I'm gonna change maybe the plate to something else, or maybe the front light is too small, I want it to be bigger. Then the modeler will go ahead and do that. It probably will change the topology, the poly counts, and everything will change. And here this workflow should still apply because we didn't use any manual tweaking here, right? We all use coding and attributes and the initial group it gives me, right, these groups to do things. So basically it will compatible with even a different model as long as it does have the same group to start with. Alright, so thanks for watching this tutorial series. I hope that this helps, and see you next time.